You can still talk, just don't say anything you don't want everybody else to hear. All 6 of them that watch the Facebook page.
Hey, 6.
Oh yeah, see I forgot to wear this Christmas for the Christmas thing. That's my my
We
polar
were
bear.
busy with your times.
Yes, and I got my Christmas tie on for the last time, so.
Well, I did see my
Oh,
son.
I thought I was going to have, I was just like, is it hot in here?
Were you?
Oh, man, I'm upset.
No, because it's all
Yeah.
some of the plays.
The poor Michigan.
Okay, yeah. That was just so wrong, so sad.
About Michigan.
You know what she said.
Chris,
Is Michael out of town already?
yeah.
What?
Is he good in Michigan?
Middletown or something.
Okay.
Yeah, bad.
Nice.
I'm going to play I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day. That's page 240 in your hymn book. You want all the words.
Oh,
240.
can I sing along?
You probably won't want to sing. I don't care. You can try to sing. That's 240.
Oh,
248.
240.
240.
Oh,
Up on section. I Heard the Bells. Is that what it says on 240?
yeah.
Yeah.
248 wasn't that song.
Might be Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Hi, Margaret.
We're all glad to see you, Margaret. Glad to see you too. Happy New Year.
You too, dear. Good to see you.
Margaret, if you want to tell the words to the opening song that I'm going to play, it's page 240. Okay, thank you.
All right, welcome to First Universalist Church in New Madison on this spritzy winter day. Just a skim of snow on the sidewalks, and luckily it's melted off the road, but at least it feels like winter. Not like last week when it felt like fall, basically. And the coming week, I think, is going to feel more like winter, so we'll see what happens as that goes along. Do we have any announcements? I don't think we have anything coming up. I don't even know what we're doing as far as church board. We'll discuss that as we go along. Basically, the members of the church board are pretty much here. We could have the meeting anytime. I don't think there's a lot of stuff to really discuss there. Hope everybody had a good Christmas, good holiday period, and a good New Year's. I want to reiterate, as I do every week over and over again, the seriousness of the COVID virus. This thing is spreading like wildfire. two of the people I work with have got it, so I'm like staying 10 feet away from them and wearing a mask the whole time at work. Some of the people that are renting some of my places, I've been giving them free tests. I managed to snag a few. And so far they've turned up negative, but they've got the symptoms. And as you know, even a negative test can turn out positive a couple days later. My wife is experiencing that at New Carlisle, their church. They've had multiple people come up positive. So wear your masks, particularly if you're going to a public place. And as I said last week, I would truly suggest that you get an N95 mask. They have the ones that are fairly attractive now. The cloth masks that we were wearing before are not really the best at stopping the aerosols. So think seriously about getting an N95 and protect yourself.
Are those available at the drugstore?
Yes. You can buy them online. You can buy them at the drugstore. Actually, you can buy them at Lowe's. N95s used to be used, like if you're painting or working in any place that's moldy. It's just those white ones with the two straps that goes around your head, not over your ears, because the ones that flip over your ears aren't tight enough on your face. And that's part of the danger of the cloth masks, is that it leaves air gaps and you can inhale that stuff through those gaps. The N95s have the rubber bands that go around your head. They're kind of a pain to put on and off, but this stuff is nothing to mess around with. So I just suggest that you follow those safety precautions. All right, our prelude, I Heard the Bells of Christmas Day, 240. Sing along or hum along if you like. Christmas service. Verse 4, then pealed the bells more loud and deep. God is not dead, nor doth God sleep. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth to all goodwill. By accident, that is kind of the subject that we're going to be dealing with today. Holiday thoughts, kind of from a UU perspective, the existence of God. We're not going into it quite that deep, but you'll see when we get there. We're also going to have some fun today, and I don't know if everything's going to work, but we'll give it a shot and see. All right, chalice lighting. This is by Lisa Doge. For the new year, just days old, beginning today, always beginning. We light our chalice, symbol of faith, perseverance, and hope, in astonished thanksgiving and irrepressible praise. For beginnings that emerge out of endings, appear amidst continuity, become visible in hindsight. We light our chalice, symbol of faith, perseverance, and hope, in astonished thanksgiving and irrepressible praise. For all the times and all the ways we have begun anew together. We light our chalice, symbol of faith, perseverance, and hope, in astonished thanksgiving and irrepressible praise. Our opening hymn is 241, and that is In the Bleak Midwinter. Boy, that's perfect for today. In the bleak midwinter, love is born again. How we hope and pray that that is true. All right, our affirmation is a responsive reading. Can you see it? Yeah. And I forgot to print it, so I'm going to have to read from the front like you. This is a Unitarian Universalist responsive reading written in 2001. The leader starts with, "You don't like responsive readings."
We don't like responsive readings.
And you reply, "We don't like responsive readings." Responsive readings run contrary to everything you believe in as a Unitarian Universalist, because instead of formulating your own thoughts and opinions in your own unique ways, you simply repeat the words that I have chosen for you.
Like a store-bought greeting card, responsive readings sap us of the ability to choose the words and expressions that we ourselves would have chosen.
Look, I can make you moo like a cow.
Moo.
Moo. Or bleat like a sheep. Repeat after me. I will never, ever mindlessly repeat words that someone else has chosen for me.
I will never, ever mindlessly read words that someone else has chosen for me.
And I will always take charge of my thoughts by formulating them in my own unique way.
And I will always take charge of my thoughts by formulating them in my own unique way.
Moo. I thought that was, and that is typically Unitarian. We think our own thoughts, and that is the reason our church services are not full of the litanies where you repeat what somebody tells you to repeat. We want you to think, and that's really true, we want you to think what you understand yourself to be the truth and share it with other people, not angrily or determinedly, but share it in a peaceful manner. All right. Our children's story is Meditation on Rudolph the Reindeer. And this follows right along. This is by Edward Harris. What can we say about Rudolph? He was excluded by the other reindeer. They did not let him play with them. We may feel confident that they made fun of him and his red nose. It is possible they hurt poor Rudolph. He was on the outside. The other reindeer had special relationship with Santa Claus. They were the elite: Dancer, Dasher, Prancer, Comet, Blitzen, fine names, steady names, bespeaking solidarity, stability, education, training, ability, access to the very best. These reindeer were strong and fast. Rudolph was smaller, and his only distinctive feature was a shiny red nose. It seemed to have a glow about it, and it made young Rudolph a figure of fun. See Rudolph the red-nosed, ha ha. I'd rather be dead than red in the nose, they'd say. Still, he may have been content to be red-nosed by himself. He probably muttered more than once, I don't care. Let them have all the fun. I can have fun by myself. Did Rudolph wish to be included? We don't know. Probably he did, for it is the deepest wish of all creatures to belong and to be accepted. So what happened? On a foggy Christmas Eve, Santa realized that Rudolph could make the difference in guiding the sleigh. Rudolph could lead them through. Rudolph's special trait was his ugly, shiny red nose. It was this nose, this trait, that was needed. So Santa goes to little Rudolph and asks him to guide the sleigh, actually to lead it. He would be in front of all the other reindeer. Because their mission was getting Christmas to the boys and girls of the world was so important, it became necessary to rethink past practices. When Rudolph was asked, what did he say? We don't know. It's not recorded. We know he did not say, I can't, I'm too little. He did not say, me? The others always make fun of me. He did not say, now you ask me? I've got something else to do. It isn't fair. He didn't say spitefully, get somebody else. Let Dancer do it. He didn't say, I hope you crash, you and all the others. So we have a classic story of the insider excluding the newcomer, making fun of his special traits. It happens all the time in schoolrooms, playing fields, classes, and society. We say they just don't have it. And if they do, well, we got here first and don't have to let them in our group, our company, our church, our country club, our political party, our reindeer games. He just did it. He led the sleigh through. He did the job. It was a hard job, but he did it. Then all the other reindeer loved him. What does this little story, this bit of doggerel mean? What is its moral? Some possible meanings. Anybody can serve. We need everyone to be part of the team. even the ugliest, or what we label ugly, smallest has a special contribution to make. The mission is more important than personalities. And this is my little addition. I've heard over the holiday period, and I've seen it on Facebook, God doesn't love uglies. And saw many people chime in, yeah, that's right. I've seen karma. God will take care of them. That's a pseudo-religion when God will take your side. He will protect you. He will avenge you. He will make things fair and right. This is the Old Testament God, the God that wiped out all the humans but Noah and his family. And he wiped out the family of Job in a contest with the devil. He advisedly, is still the God of some of us. This God has given us the ability and responsibility to choose, and I choose the New Testament God of peace and forgiveness, so the unloved may come to shine, but it will be their character and example that brings them success, not supernatural interference. And if they are forgotten or locked out, it will be up to them to soar above the small earthbound lives they leave behind. The power others wield over you is a power you give them, not a power they take. There are perhaps others. Can you think of some? Remember them when you hear the song about Rudolph. Questions, comments? We're getting like all sermons today. All right. Joys and concerns. We have yes.
You'll probably remember I've mentioned a couple times that John Johansson's son is in the hospital following a very serious stroke. And I hope I didn't tell you this, and if I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry. So, of course, his wife would visit him in the hospital, and the last time she went, she thought, well, I'm here, I'll have a breast exam. She has breast cancer. And
Yes.
maybe I've mentioned that before, but it's just bothering me terribly.
You did mention it, but there's no reason not to have prayer concerns on a weekly basis. And I want to emphasize that. If you bring up a prayer concern, let us know what happens. We need to know if things are continuing, if they're getting worse, particularly if they're getting better. Sometimes people will bring up a concern and then it leaves everybody hanging. We don't know what the result is. And we all want to know what happens with everybody because we're all curious. So, we want to remember the people from Colorado. Over 1,000 homes were burned, entire neighborhoods, everything. Luckily, the hospitals and the churches seem to have escaped, and I'm not exactly sure why that was. But when you look at the aerial pictures, just home after home after home, the winds were approaching 100 miles an hour, which is hard to believe. And of course, then the next day it snows 8 inches. When if it had snowed 8 inches last week or 2 days ago or whenever, that would have all been prevented. So God deals in mysterious ways, I guess we would have to say. Anything else? There are many things going on in the world. We may not mention them all. The ones that we do mention in the past, like the shootings in Oxford, the Oxford High School, those people are still suffering with that through the Christmas season. So just because we don't mention them again does not mean that they are gone from our hearts or our thoughts or our minds. Yes.
Are you talking about Oxford, Ohio, now the shooting?
No, Oxford in Michigan, Oxford High School in Michigan.
Okay. I'm sorry.
And I talked about that at length, I think, where the parents gave the kid a gun for Christmas, took him to the range, showed him how to shoot it, left him take it to school in his backpack, and then didn't take him home when the school asked him to. So he went to his backpack and took the gun out and killed, I think, 4 or 5 kids and wounded a bunch of others. There's crazy people everywhere. It's a responsibility of the rest of us to protect the rest of us from the crazy people. You can't blame crazy people for what they do, but you can blame other people for letting them do it. All right, we'll get our candles lit here. For those who are suffering from other illnesses, cancers, strokes, all those things that afflict us as human beings, our thoughts and prayers are with you. If you need help, let us know, and we'd be glad to help. Okay, our message is on the same theme, thoughts on holidays. Christmas is a piece of one's home that one carries in one's heart. This is by Freya Stark. But wanting to be happy is not the worst thing in the world, but wanting it badly enough to make us depressed is one of the worst things in the world. The holidays are a time of joy, the fun of picking presents, imagining the surprise and delight of the recipients, the feigned surprise and delight as you open that special present you got yourself because no one else would. The anticipation of seeing those long absent, of tasting those delectables not served on a regular basis. Speaking of which, I have cinnamon buns we made at home, will be the snack for tonight, or this afternoon, and also there are leftovers from before. This time of year when gluttony gets a pass. The anticipation of passing strangers with a welcomed, well-intentioned holiday greeting, when only a Scrooge cries humbug and frowns at friendliness. And yet, the holidays can be times of stress, too much to do, not enough resources to do it. Is the house clean? Is the menu attentive? Is it vegan? Is it gluten-free? Is it vegetarian? Is it lactose intolerant? Does it please those who want a traditional diet that they've always had, that traditional turkey and dressing with all the gluten, all the meat, all the sugar? Does it please those too? It's almost impossible to please everybody. Is everyone vaccinated? Is everyone masked? Do we care? Should we care? What will they think if we do care? How many times have you seen Home Alone this year? What was Kevin going through as his extended family prepared to leave? Let's see if we can.
Matter. Honey? Now what?
That we didn't do something.
Now you feel that way because we left in such a hurry. We took care of everything.
Did I turn off the car?
No. I did.
Did you lock it?
Yeah.
Did you close the garage?
That's it. I forgot to close the garage.
No, that's not it.
What else could we be forgetting?
How many times have you seen Home Alone, and how many times did you think about Kevin? How did Kevin get in that situation? Kevin felt locked out of his family, separated from his family. Everybody was picking on Kevin all the way through. Was the holiday fitted to his perceptions, his expectations? And how about his parents? Was the holiday fitted? Did that holiday and that extended family work for them? Where is the family dynamics in a place of safe support for each according to their needs? Maybe it is a little like the evolution of religion from the Old Testament demanding God to the more equitable God of the Gospels. Parents are not only givers of all things good and bad, they also have their needs and weaknesses. And in all these competing emotional winter squalls, the one that seems most poignant is this one.
Christmas, Daddy. Got your boy.
Do you ever feel like a lone wolf in Yellowstone? Aimless, chilled, alone, calling out for connection, hearing nothing, seeing nothing but the lights and engines of civilization relentlessly bearing down on you. Is that you in life's rearview mirror, still looking? This is a naturalist following this wolf, and this wolf is aimlessly looking for his pack, and they're not answering. He is by himself, and he is not even afraid of a car that follows him because he wants to find his friends. He wants to find his family. I don't have the answer for isolation. It's real as SAD, seasonal affective disorder, the emotional effect of short winter days, the absence of light. Seasonal affective disorder can be helped by lots of artificial light. Social isolation is not so simple. So, do you think Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, texting help or hurt? Are we making more connections with people because we can text at any moment's notice, sitting on the toilet in the bathroom, driving your car, which you shouldn't be doing, for example, or sitting in church with your head down like you're praying? Or is it separating us more because we never see people anymore? We text them. We can text people in other cities, in other states, in other countries, but we never actually see people anymore. I don't have an answer for that. I don't know whether the result is good or bad, or maybe it's a little bit of both. Maybe it is time to embrace what we have, not what we think we should have, not what we want, not what we deserve, not what we had but don't have now. How many times have you seen The Wizard of Oz this year? That's right, Dorothy, if I ever go looking for my heart's desire.
Then why didn't you tell her before?
Because she wouldn't have believed me. She had to learn it for herself.
What have you learned, Dorothy?
Well, I think that it wasn't enough just to want to see Uncle Henry and Auntie Ann. And it's that if I ever go looking for my heart's desire again, I won't look any further than my own backyard. Because if it isn't there, I never really lost it to begin with. Is that right?
That's all it is.
But that's so easy. I should have thought.
Is Dorothy right? Is that where it is? In your backyard? You don't have to look any farther than that? What if your backyard is filled with bitterness, aggression, and disparagement. Neither Dorothy nor I will blame you in the least for shaking the dust of that small habitation and setting off for greener pastures. Sometimes home may be where the heart is, but the heart is not received at home. It's not welcomed at home. If that's the case, remember what I said before, other people don't have the power to hurt you. You have the power to let them hurt you or to refuse to be hurt. So, holidays magnify feelings. Family fun, connection, renewal is all uplifted, but estrangement, disappointment, and hurt feelings are magnified. Movies, stories, memories of pristine family gatherings set up unrealistic expectations. Transitions are highlighted, graduations, new jobs, new relationships, the ending of old relationships. Some of these are minefields where one misstep can lead to an explosion. And some are simple and quietly empty. When I was 16, my assigned family Christmas task was to deliver Christmas presents. My dad was a vet and imaginative, so then we in the fall butchered an Angus. He had a large portion of that finished to his own recipe as summer sausage sticks as big as your arm. If you can imagine a summer sausage stick as thick as your wrist and as long as your arm, that's what we gave to all of his friends in town. The lawyers, the doctors, the bankers, the people, the hardware store, everybody he worked with. I would give away tons of those things on Christmas Eve, driving around in the farm truck. That was the first time I can remember wondering if I was ever going to, like you see in the movies, find a girlfriend to hold my hand and keep me warm on those icy, blowing deliveries to those animated, warm, decorated village houses. I was driving alone on Christmas Eve, handing out presents to other people and getting no presents myself. Even though I knew intellectually it was and is a mistake to think that everyone else was happy and fulfilled, it sure looked like it from the driveway. And I've relived that feeling fleetingly over the years, even when surrounded by family, my kids, and our foster kids. It seems not only can you be really alone like a Yellowstone wolf, like Kevin, you can also be alone in a crowd. Thoughts? What do you think of the multi-presentation with all the stuff in there? You like that or not like it?
It's good.
Hard work.
It's fun and it makes it enjoyable. And honestly, it takes up time so I don't have to write so much stuff to say. Okay, well, I probably will keep doing that. Let me know if you like the stuff I pull off of UU website and just read it to you, or if you'd rather hear stuff that I kind of come up with myself. I'm trying to make an attempt to make this more personable. I really like what Derek does when he comes, and I'm trying to copy him a little bit and learn from his example. So if you have suggestions, yes.
I think you did very well this morning. Thank you.
You're very nice for saying so. Okay, our offering, as is usual, if you have something to share, please share it with us and with everyone. If you need something and if you need to be shared with, please let us know. We would be happy to do that.
Fish Sunday?
Oh, Fish Sunday, first Sunday, yes, I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me. The fish plate is down here, and this is an important time of year to donate to fish. As Scrooge said, the need is felt by others most acutely at this time of the year. And we're sticking with the Yellowstone theme in winter. Our closing hymn is 238, Within the Shining of a Star. We see the hope of our nativity. The miracle of each new birth can shake and save the stony earth. Triumphantly, the newborn's cry strikes echoes from the waiting sky. That's pretty profound. And that is truly a UU and truly a universal belief that every new infant is a new chance, a new opportunity. And we owe it to all those new infants to do the best we can to give them something that's worthy. Okay, our closing words. As we part now from one another, and this is by Ellen P. Carpels, if that which is most holy lies within the human person, and if the greatest power in the world shines flickering and uncertain from each individual heart, then it is easy to see the value of human associations dedicated to nurturing that light. The couple, the family, the religious community. For the power of good in any one of us must at times waver. But when a group together is dedicated to nurturing the power of good, it is rare for the light to grow dim in all the individuals at the same moment. So we borrow courage and wisdom from one another to warm us, to keep us until we're together again. And the postlude.
I'm going to continue on with Sound of Music here, and
Good.
This is called Climb Every Mountain, and I've never tried this before, so I'm going to bear with me here and see how this goes.
It's a day for experimentation.
Yeah.
service, homemade cinnamon buns, 2-week-old donuts, cookies that never go stale. I hope you find yourself in a tall, towering forest with a good friend, or with thoughts that keep you company, or that you and the herd stay close together.